What's up, guys? Black Sun back with another video. Mental health makes money. I know it's true. You know it's true. Your therapist probably knows it's true. I just wanted to make a video talking about this because I feel like a lot of people kind of need more faith in themselves to kind of figure out their own problems. It seems like mental health has been commodified in the form of like BetterHelp, and it seems like everybody and their grandmother has a therapist. Now, you can make as many jokes as you want, like, oh, everybody's working through their trauma, it's our parents' faults. I think that's bullshit, to be honest with you. Now, do I recognize that some people need therapy? Sure, absolutely. I don't want to discount the importance of therapy and what it can do for people. I saw a therapist for like 6 months after my last breakup because it was really hard for me. And I just realized that I had all the answers myself, and I didn't really understand why I was paying this person to help me as much as she helped me. She helped me. Basically, I was studying psychology at the time, and I would bounce ideas off of her, and she would validate what I was studying and give me books to read. But really, a therapist's job is to help you find the answers for yourself. So if that's the case, do you really need a therapist? I mean, sometimes therapists can help you get those cement boots off your feet after a devastating event. They can help you resurface, a new person. I get that. But let me put it into context. I was watching a Gerard video from The Completionist, right? Because he did all that and bullshit with the charity and stuff. And I was watching a video of somebody talking about it, and there was a clip of him, that Woody guy from Beat 'em Ups, and that Wolf Den guy or whatever. I don't watch any of these people, to be honest with you. I don't really like many YouTube personalities. I'm very leery of YouTube people. Ironically so, right? Because I'm one of them. But they're much bigger than I am in terms of channel size. And Gerard said, I have 5 therapists. And I think Woody said he had one, and then whatever. And I was just like, 5 therapists? What the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, I don't know, man. It just seems like, especially in the dating world now, a lot of people struggle with anxiety, depression, all that stuff. But it seems like it's kind of hip now. Like, it's in vogue if you have a mental illness, or it's somehow makes you earthy and relatable to the rest of humankind if you struggle with an illness. And if you don't, then somehow you're the outlier, or you don't get it, or you're not living, or you've never been through anything because you're not suffering from crippling BPD. It's all bullshit, guys. It's all fucking bullshit. These therapists are making a shit ton of money off of your pain, off of your problems that you can easily solve yourself. In most cases, it depends on what it is. I mean, if it's BPD or bipolar, you need medication. No therapy in the world is going to help with that shit. We know that. No therapy is going to help with that. Therapy can help you get through certain things, but in my opinion, I would like to say, because I'm gifted with a very blessed, loving family, but I know not everybody is. For me, my personal opinion, my best therapist is my mom or my dad. That's just me though. Not everybody's like that. Some people have really shitty families, and I feel terrible about that, because when you grow up in a really loving family and you go over to someone else's house, you realize quite quickly that things are different in every household, and you're like, oh, it's not like this everywhere I go. That's weird. So that's kind of a wake-up call when you're a child. But so many girls that I was dating, they struggle with anxiety or depression. I feel like they all do, it seems like, and I started studying psychology to better understand this issue. But I don't know, it worries me because, when you're trying to choose a partner, you want a partner that's in the best physical and mental shape that you can have kids with, because you don't want somebody that, you have a family with that crumbles at the slightest sign of pressure or adversity, right? Because that's not going to make you feel very good about the partner you've selected. I'm just being honest. Like, I have nothing against anybody, but I'm just saying, if a girl I'm dating says she struggles with anxiety and depression, I'm probably just going to say, hey, you know what? Let's just be friends, right? Because I'm so sick and tired of this shit, man. Like, so many people are just like, I'm crutching the mental health. I'm crutching it. You know what I mean? They're just, maybe you're just sad about something. Anxiety comes and goes. Not everybody struggles with anxiety or depression chronically. And how would you even know that? Chronic depression has to be diagnosed by a psychiatrist, and then they prescribe you medication. There are some people who need that. I thoroughly believe in mental health. I do. I believe that, certain things need medication and that it should be talked about. I feel like mental health awareness is done to death these days. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people are just making a shit ton of excuses for the fact that they can't cope with things in life. You know what I mean? And I mean, hey, I'm guilty of doing that too sometimes. Sometimes I can't, help, I can't do life. I do that sometimes too. I'm no better than anybody else. That's not why I'm making this video. I'm making this video because I want to see people do better. I don't want to see people get taken advantage of, and have to pay for doctor on demand or whatever, or better help or whatever. I just feel like, again, with my AI video that I made, same thing here with mental health. I feel like humanity is losing faith in itself, and I don't know why, and I feel like once you break that levee and the water just goes over the levee, once the levee breaks, thank you, Led Zeppelin, it just gets worse. Then everybody's like, oh, you know what? I want therapy too. Oh, it's okay if I quit my job and put the rest of my team in a terrible situation. My mental health is more important. You know what I mean? Like, it's just bullshit, dude. Like, everybody, what happens with this whole mental health thing is eventually it can become all about me, right? And that's not good, man. That's just not good. It's just gonna tear apart the nation, tear apart teams at the workplace, tear apart relationships. I mean, guys, I was trying to be super duper accommodating in all my relationships with every girl I've dated, and it seems like all of them have had mental issues, and I don't know why I keep rolling the dice, and landing on these women. I've thought about that too. I'm like, why am I attracted to these girls? But I don't think that's the case because I don't know until they tell me, right? Anyway, I don't know, guys. I just feel like, this whole mental health thing is done to death. I feel like there's a lot of virtue signaling in the YouTube community. Personally, I mean, you'll never see a sponsorship from BetterHelp on my channel. I laugh when I see that shit because it's like, guys, you have the power to solve your own problems. You really do. I believe in you. This is what this video is for. I know it's hard and I don't have all the answers. Nobody does. But I mean, that person that you're talking to on your cell phone that's there to help you, I don't know, man. Like, are they really helping you? Do they really care? I don't know. It depends on the therapist. There are good and bad therapists out there. And, I just feel like, I don't know, it just feels like it's being heavily exploited. It's leaching into our media, our movies, and our video games. We're starting to see main characters who struggle with mental health and all this bullshit. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, it's good that we're talking about it. Yes, did people struggle with it 50 years ago? Sure. People have struggled with mental health throughout the ages of human existence, right? Our brains are not perfect. Sometimes they're wired a little oddly, and then we have problems with it. But I just feel like so many people are just virtue signaling the mental health thing. They're just trying to get your money. They don't really care about your problems, right? They want you to be dependent upon them to solve your issues. They want you to, some of them, not all therapists. Some therapists actually do a great job and they want you to get through it and whatnot. They don't want you to be a client forever. But those old movies from the 80s and 90s, like the guy who can't handle life, who's like waiting for his therapist to get back in her office, and he's like waiting by her door, and she's like, oh, this guy, right? You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person or that woman or man that doesn't have their shit together, right? You don't want to have to rely on anybody, right? And another thing, for all these ladies out there who are strong, independent women who need no man, it seems like a lot of you need a therapist. I'm just saying, like, isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? If you were a strong, independent woman and needed no man, you wouldn't need a therapist, would you? Male or female therapist, it doesn't matter. You wouldn't need one. Can't you figure out your own shit? That goes for guys too, by the way. I'm not just picking on girls. There are a lot of guys out there who are just like, same kind of deal. They put on this big tough guy persona, but they've got a therapist in the background or two for whatever reasons, and it's just really sad. I don't know, man. I don't like the idea of being surrounded by a bunch of people who are barely holding it together. That scares the shit out of me. And I'm not perfect. I mean, like I said, guys, I'm not better than anybody. I'm no better than you. I'm no better than this person or that person. I'm just sharing my thoughts in this video. And I know I'm probably going to piss some people off. That's not really my goal with this channel. I just make content that I want to talk about. That I just observe facts that I'm seeing in the world. And I'm seeing a lot of this crap, guys. I'm seeing a lot of it, especially in the dating world. I mean, you can just look at a woman's dating profile, because I'm a guy, I'm speaking from a guy's perspective, ladies, so pardon me. I'm not trying to just pick on girls, but it's true. Every single dating profile I've ever seen, they have a lot in common. Mental health awareness, maybe they struggle with anxiety or depression, they like Friends, Harry Potter, dogs, staying inside, Netflix and chill, whatever. The whole dyed hair, tattoos, piercings stereotype. You can smell these women from a mile away, but props to the people who are struggling with mental health stuff, and they're doing all right. They don't go around telling everybody about it. They don't go around going, woe is me, or whatever, or talking about how many therapists they have. Good for those people. I haven't done therapy in 4 years, and I only did it for a very short time, but I remember my mother in particular was very upset that I was seeing a therapist, because my mom's like, why would you want to talk to a stranger when I'm right here? And I was like, that was a mind-blowing concept to me. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's nice to get into their opinion. And guess what? My therapist told me everything my mother told me over my entire lifetime. So I didn't actually need that therapist. Turns out what it was, I just had to hear it from somebody else who wasn't so close to me. Unfortunately, that cost me $179 a week to see this person. Luckily, it was covered by insurance. That's the only reason why I did it. The job I had at the time gave me insurance that I could use for that, because I was really struggling. I won't lie, I was really struggling. And what it was a wounded ego. I didn't even want to be with the girl. So what happened was I broke up with her, right? And then I wanted her to come back for whatever reason. I don't know why, because she wasn't coming back, right? So this triggered my anxiousness, right? And then she started dating somebody else she met online, and that just sent me through the spiral, because I was like, my ego was wounded. Why did she not want to come back? I treated her well. Yeah, I took her to new places all the time, new experiences, new restaurants, and just having fun. I was nothing but good to her. Why doesn't she want to come back, right? And, you guys don't know the rest of the story, but it turns out she was actually very spoiled, very take, not very giving. I know you guys don't know who I'm talking about. You'll just have to take my word for it. But it turns out it wasn't me, it was her. And my therapist did let me know and told me the truth about that. And once I realized that I was doing everything I can, and this person was a taker and not a giver, and they were making me feel like I was the problem for their shittiness, that's when a light bulb went off, and I was totally fine, and I no longer needed therapy. I just needed to nurse my wounded ego, because as guys, we have egos, right? When we take care of our girlfriends, we have a little bit of an ego, right? So luckily therapy helped me work through that problem. Now 4 years later, I wish her well. I have no ill feelings towards her at all. I think she's still with that guy she met online. So that's cool. They've been together for 4 years. That's cool. Good for them. But that girl was not the right one for me personally. And my therapist definitely helped me get through the clutter of mental fog to realize that. So again, therapy is not bad. I'm just saying an over-reliance on therapy is a quick way to empty your pockets and make somebody who doesn't really care more wealthy. So I'm just saying, a lot of people say they struggle with mental health as like some sort of badge of honor, right? I don't think struggling with mental health is a badge of honor. It's not, But on the internet, on the online community, for so many people, it seems like that's what the case is. Somehow, by struggling with mental health stuff, it makes you more relatable to other humans. Look, we all struggle with things. Our emotions are transitory. They come and go. Everybody feels anxiety, fear, which is the same thing, worry, depression, anger, sadness, joy. We all feel these things. But emotions are like the clouds in the sky. They're transitory. They come and go. They only stay for a little while. They're constantly in motion, and we move on. Now, if you have a chronic issue, of course, there's medication for that. If you're prescribed by a psychologist or a psychiatrist, rather, there's therapy. Of course, you can talk to a friend, talk to your mom, your dog. Sometimes talking to an animal works, right? But just be careful who you give your time and money to, right? I don't know. I'm just, and another thing, right? I'm like Columbo over here. And one more thing, these therapists who go to school, right? And they're like, oh, I'm going to go to school for to be a therapist, a social worker. I'm like, well, that's great. And their reasoning is, oh, because I struggle with bipolar 2, depression, anxiety, and all this stuff. That means I'll be more relatable to my patient. I'll be able to help them because I've been there. I understand. I'm like, well, yeah, but do you have your shit together now? Oh, no, not at all. Well, who the fuck are you going to be helping? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? My last girlfriend, the girl I was telling you about, is like that, right? She's a social worker, and I don't know who the fuck she's helping because she didn't have her shit together, and I doubt she does now, but I don't know, guys. I don't mean to say that to be spiteful or mean. I'm just saying it's a good point, though. Like, I don't know. Like, that's like going to... I don't know. It's just weird. That's like going to a shark for diving lessons. That's like, it just doesn't make any sense, it doesn't make sense. How can you help somebody when you don't have your own shit figured out, right? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. I mean, if anything, see, another thing that she would say is, I'm processing my own self through my patient. I'm like, that's even worse because now you're using this person as a surrogate to figure out your own shit when they're there to get their shit figured out, and you're using them through proxy to figure out your own shit. Now, I'm not picking on my ex-girlfriend. There are a lot of therapists out there that do that. And I mean, it's true, I know it's true, and some of them are on BetterHelp, some of them are on Doctor on Demand, some of them are on, there are a butt ton of apps that you can use to get therapy, help, and assistance. So be leery, dude. Some people, like I said, they just phone it in. Yeah, I'm a therapist. Yeah, I'm here to listen to your problems for a couple minutes or 30 minutes or an hour or whatever. Yeah, that'll be $360, please. So I don't know. There's always somebody out there willing to take your money for any reason as long as you give them one. So that's why I'm making this video. I want to see you guys, my audience, myself included, because I watch my own videos too to see how I can improve them, to have more faith in ourselves to solve our own problems, right? We have the strength. All the answers are within us. Chances are, if you're anxious about something, you already know what to do to fix that problem, right? Like if you're anxious about money, well, maybe try and find a better paying job. Like I'm almost about to get one, hopefully. They received my application, so hopefully I have a new one here soon. It's been a hot minute. I'm running out of things to sell on eBay to pay my bills. But enough about me. But we have the power to solve our problems. If you're anxious about, money as well, like we all are, the money problem is a problem for everybody who's not a millionaire, not a billionaire. I know I'm not, right? You can take a look around you. What can you part with? What can you sell on eBay? There's always a way to make money. You can always make more. I just sold a keyboard of mine that I've had for 20 years, and I've used it for recordings for years and years, but it was taking up a lot of room, and I wasn't using it a whole lot, so I had to sell it. But I got $70 for it, and that's pretty good. So that goes towards my student loan and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. But look around. What can you use to sell? If you have toxic people around you that you don't really like and you're anxious about some of these people rubbing off on you, you already know what to do. Just get rid of them. Stop talking to them. Move on. You know what I mean? If you're dating a girl and she's nothing but a taker, I can relate. Get rid of her, right? Same with a guy. Get rid of him. So anyway, guys, you have all the answers inside you. I believe you. That's what this video is made for. I'm tired of seeing all the virtue signaling. I'm tired of seeing all these fucking fake ass bitches on YouTube saying, oh, I've got 5 therapists. Dude, that's nothing to be proud of. Women don't like that. Guys don't like that. If you're out dating, your partner is going to want you to have the most secure mind possible. Like, I'm not saying you have to be a robot, and be perfect or whatever and never cry or never experience any sort of emotion at all. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to date a girl that's barely holding herself together with glue and duct tape. You got to do the work. You got to do the work, guys and gals. I know I'm still doing it every day. I'm always trying to better understand myself every day that I'm alive, Always trying to learn new lessons, do things differently, reflect and introspect on how I can do things better, always be kinder to people. We're all human, we all make mistakes. But if you're trying to make yourself the best possible partner out there for somebody, you've got to be as secure as possible. That means mentally and physically, and probably financially as well, because you want to be your own independent party, because a relationship is a lot like a business agreement in some ways, not 100% one-to-one. That would be a hooker probably. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what I mean. But what I mean is everybody's trying to get the best deal when it comes to a relationship partner. So the better you look, physically, mentally, financially, all that stuff, the better you're going to look to a possible partner. And make sure you hold her by the same standards that she's holding you by, right? Because you guys are a team. Anyway, this is not a relationship video, but sorry. I just wanted to say again, you guys have the answers inside of you. Do not rely on therapy too much, because you can get addicted to therapy. You can get addicted to personal growth without actually growing. Trust me, I've done it, right? So I don't want that for you guys. I don't want that for anybody. So try not to go down the rabbit hole of personal growth or mental health or whatever, or psychology videos. My grandmother and I always used to say that psychology is completely, it's not true, but we used to joke about this, that psychology is completely unnecessary because people are going to do what people are going to do. And that's the only reason why they do what they do. There's no reason to think any more about it than that. If you're trying to keep your mind clear and your heart healthy, don't think about shit too much. I know I try not to. But anyway, not to discount the science of psychology. It's a real field of study. But I'm just saying, it's very easy to put humans in boxes, theoretical boxes. The attachment styles are fucking huge. You're gonna see a lot of people doing this on YouTube. They'll make relationship videos. People who aren't even fucking qualified to talk about shit in relationships, making videos on relationships because they read about the attachment styles. And now all of a sudden they're giving relationship advice that's so blanketed and general, and they're trying to shoehorn human beings into these theories: secure, anxious, avoidant, anxious, avoidant. It's like human beings are far too complicated to pigeonhole into boxes like that. So be careful about that too, guys. Watch out for these stupid relationship videos, the thing is that, there is a modicum of truth about not understanding men and women, in my opinion, because everybody's so different and there are so many X factors. Anybody can do anything or make any decision at any time on any whim at any second of the day, any moment of the day. And there's no book, there's no podcast, no audiobook, no person out there who can explain why those things happen, because there are too many X factors. So again, guys, this is longer than I thought. Actually, I'm looking at my watch. So again, I just wanted to make sure that you have the answers inside of you. Don't rely too much on mental health or therapy or whatever if you don't need it. You know what I mean? It's like too much therapy is like oversleeping. You should get out of bed and do stuff, but it's so goddamn comfortable in your bed sheets that you don't want to get up. I've been there. You've been there. Therapy is a lot like your bed that you don't want to get out of. It's easy to lay in there all damn day, but you got to get up. You got to keep fighting the good fight. That's the motto of this channel: fight the good fight. I know I am. Anyway, guys, I hope this was a helpful video. Sorry it went on for a little too long. I wasn't planning on making this video that long, but I want to see you guys succeed. I don't want to see you guys get taken advantage of, okay? Because there are a lot of shitheads out there that want to do that, and all in the name of therapy, all in the name of mental health awareness, all in the name of all this bullshit. Fuck them. Ignore them. You have the answers. And if you don't, your mom does. Peace.